What's up, people? Ryman. So I just came back from an interview for a part-time job because going to MBA school costs money. So I'm trying to get some little part-time jobs teaching English. For a while there, I was like, I don't want to teach another type of job. But then it's like, shit, gotta do what you gotta do. So anyway, I went to this interview, and for some reason I thought it was in Shinagawa. So I got there. I left really early. I got there on time so I could kind of just collect my thoughts, straighten out my tie and all that. So I was checking the email to, just get the details and all that. And it's like, it's in Ikebukuro. It's like, ah! But I got there so early that, I didn't leave the train station. I just, oh shit, got back on the train and I got there on time. In fact, I was early, which is cool. Anyway, so I met the guy and we went to a cafe and we were having a little interview and blah, blah, blah. It was good. Good interview. So at one point, he's like, do you speak Japanese? And I'm like, well, I can, go to the post office and I can, get directions and all that stuff. He's like, what? He's like, well, don't even worry about it. Just asking. I've been here for 17 years and I can't speak Japanese. I can't even write my own name in katakana. And then I didn't think about you guys now, but as I'm making this video, I'm thinking, what would you guys... You lived in Japan 17 years, you don't speak Japanese? You would have a heart attack. And to put some more on it, he's half Japanese. But he was born outside. And, and then to put this into context, I am going to him for a job at his company. Yeah. So I'm going to be working for a guy who doesn't speak Japanese. So yeah, that's life in Japan. And there's lots of them. There's people who've been here longer than that. And it's a normal thing. Yeah. So, the fact that I met a lot of these people during the times I've been here kind of reinforced how I am. Hey, you've been here that long and you're doing okay? You got kids, you're married, you got a job, you go off and do all this stuff? Wow, cool. Now, if I would have met different people or been stuck way out in the country where it's just a different environment, I probably would have went back home. Japan's not for me. I live in Tokyo, and that shit goes pretty well. Now, since we're on the topic of language and all that, in my school, in my MBA school, there's students. Half of them are Japanese or Asians, and the other half are everything else. And everything in my school is in English. The teacher is speaking in English. The books we read are in English. We got to write the reports in English. And I if I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to my actually, I'm from America. We all speak English. But a lot of I would say maybe 80% of my classmates are from other countries where English isn't their first language. It's a second or a third. And they're right there with me. They're reading these complicated, it's not so complicated, but some words are I have to look them up because it's not normal talk. You wouldn't hear anybody on YouTube using these words, it's just, so I got to look them up and oh, okay, I know what that means, and then go on with it. But if you're in another language, because first you got to look up the word and then look in the way that it's, that the context that they're using it in this situation, and then formulate a thought and write it back in English, and then have the confidence to get in front of the class and say your opinion and support it with this that. That's amazing, man. Amazing. I'm very impressed. But yeah. But either way, some people's levels are way high where it's well, today I went to Wall Street. And others are kind of not even good, but we're all in the same class. We're all in the same boat. And, we're a team education. And it's really empowering for me, When I see a classmate kind of what's this mean? I think of the easiest way to explain that word. And it's not in a condescending, you don't know that, man? But yeah, but this is YouTube, right? So that's what people do. They point their fingers and all that. But yeah, in the real world, people actually help each other out. So yeah, all this week I got interviews. I had one yesterday, one today, one tomorrow, one the next day, one on Saturday. And This will be the first time I had two jobs in Japan. I mean, I do the music thing, that's kind of my job, and I do perform, that's kind of my job, and YouTube is kind of my job, but the first time I actually working at other companies. I didn't want to do that because I really valued my time so I could do other things, but, you know, like right now, I value my education, you know, I want to get this MBA, and if it means I gotta take up some time to pay for it, then that's just what I gotta do. And this is new for me, cause I was like, you know, I'm already doing everything I could be doing, but yeah, but that's just an update. What else? I got a cold. I don't even know what it is, man. I woke up. I think it's from studying, man. I was studying so hard that it gave me a cold. I'm allergic to studying. Yeah. So studying. I'm studying accounting. I think I mentioned that. Whatever. Accounting is not hard per se. It's just numbers, and it's like simple numbers, you know. Like I said in my freestyle, you don't need algebra for accounting. It's like adding and subtracting. A little bit of multiplying and dividing, you know, ratios and all that. But it's really simple. What's getting me is that it's like right now I'm doing balance sheets or whatever, or cash flow. So we got the balance sheet, the income statement, cash flow, got all these things, and then you got your depreciation and your all these words, and they all have all these things. You just kind of absorb it. So what I did, or what I have done, is I read the case or the book that they gave me. It was like this big, and then I went online and I found like it almost seems like college books, I guess. They got PDFs floating around on the web or whatever. So I got a couple of those, and I'm just reading. So I'm reading, like in the book, it's like literally 10 pages. That's a lot of information to be condensed in 10 pages. In the book, it's like 30 pages. So I get a overall grasp, and there's more examples, and it's, you know, they got little pretty pictures and stuff. So yeah. And I guess to end this video, right? So when I was studying Japanese, right, long time ago, I was teaching in elementary school, to be exact. And I got the idea, you know, why don't I learn Japanese the way these elementary kids are learning it? Because they don't learn like we learn it when we're sitting in classes. So I got a book. It was like for a 3-year-old. And it was all colorful with stickers and draw the lines and connect the dots and all that. And I was studying it, and everybody was happy. Oh, you're studying, good job. So one day, one of the kids came over, I think, and I asked the kid, the student, I asked him, or maybe it was a her, don't remember, it's a long time ago. I said, how many kanji do you know? And the little girl was like, I know 500. Well, she didn't say 500, but she's just like, 500? At that point, I knew 100. I was feeling kind of nice, know my 100 kanji, and she knew like 5 times as more as me, and they're so sad. Yeah. But they learn differently, you know? It's like they're getting this stuff, they're saturated. My lifestyle, I'm not saturated. I'm like just oblivious. That's one of my characters, man. For example, here's one. I am Jamaican. My mom is Jamaican, my dad is Jamaican, my brother, my sister, my nephew, my cousins. Not nephews and cousins. My cousins, nephews, nah. So everyone in my family is Jamaican. And if you were to, you've seen the video. If you were listening to my family speak, you would hear these thick accents. You listen to my cousins, they would have this thick accents, and they would speak patois. And you would just be, oh, you must be from Jamaica or be from the Caribbean. But I don't have that. I rejected, well, I didn't do it on purpose. It just never, I don't know. It just never came. That's me. Some people, like there's a guy on YouTube, Google him, I don't know. There's a lot of people who do this. There's one guy I saw, and he did like, he was doing impersonation of different languages, different accents. He went through like from Indian to like Nigerian. He did them all. He did like 50 just. It's like, wow. But then, you know, this is what I do for fun, man. That's what I do. More power to him. I don't do that shit for fun. I do music, man. Anyway, that's the update. Thanks for watching, and whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing, do it to your fullest. In fact, do it to your fullest plus 10. I found that if I work really hard with the accounting, study, and all that stuff, when I get to class, I'm so sharp. Versus if I like kind of fudge around and then I go to class, I'm all like way behind. So you really do got to do 100 plus 10. You can do 20 if you're an achiever, man. 120. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, tell your friends, and all that other good stuff. All right, rhyming. Cheer.